Hello there, fellow children. I heard you're interested in cryptocurrencies. Are you here to engage for the bull market? Okay, baby dolls, we have a $60,000 Bitcoin crack, which happened today, and it's getting everyone a tiny bit excited. That's beautiful. It's what's been happening today. We have Bitcoin. We have it live right here. So it's happened. Yay! I noticed the first pop up. That's actually beautiful to see, clearing above 60K. Remember, of everything happening right now, everything is ticked off except Mr. Russell. Literally everything, friends. Mr. Russell is the only thing that we're waiting for, and that is, of course, US small shit coins. That is just closing the gap. Remember, Mr. Russell, where it stopped, friends, it was still not through the highs. It needs to go another 8% from that high. So from today, it needs to hit like 14%. But it has done that before. It has had moves where it just goes zoop. It has done that. What is this arrow distance? That's the average distance in the past cycles, 2012, 2016, 2020. The average distance of time it took for everything to start expanding based off that, the global liquidity index. Now, remember, we say Bitcoin halvening as a 4-year cycle, but really it is the global liquidity index 4-year cycle because the US economy and the world economy died back in 2008. Now it's on life support. QE comes in, we stimulate a bit, we basically barely get any growth, then we pay off the interest of the repayments, then they take it off if inflation gets too hot, and then basically everything crumbles. And so it's going to continue until they're ready to move us onto that new digital dollar, which is going to usher in more poopy times, but that's a topic for another discussion. Now, as we move through crypto, fans, I'm going to ask you this. What is worse? I'm going to ask you this. What's worse? Would you rather deal with, okay, a daughter with an OnlyFans? Okay, you might say, oh, that's pretty bad. Or a son who is quoting crypto losses in a Bitcoin halvening year. Obviously, the son is way worse. Not even close. If you are like this, you're a soy jack. Oh, poop, I lost money in 2024. The price quotes are down, which means I'm losing. I better de-risk right now because a recession is coming. It was your fault that I held on. Yeah, I get that one a lot, man. There's always one loser. Hey, man. No, why didn't you sell the top? Why didn't you sell the top? It's because you got greedy. That's right. Because you got greedy. Because you looked for other people to tell you that they believe in something bigger, and if the price went down, you couldn't accept reality in the mirror that you are not cut out for this game, so you have to go blame someone else. Those types of people, friends, not going to make it. However, you need them because they're signs that we're moving throughout the cycle. So we're onboarding those rounds of non-believers. Remember, when the non-believers come in, there's like a series of waves. Ultimate non-believers is like Coinbase App Store ranking #1. But for now, we have people saying, but the yield curve, sir, the yield curve. I'm in stables until the water gets clear again. I mean, friends, let me just show you something. The stock market once again defied belief. It literally said, you know your recession? You can sit on it and rotate. F your recession. Look at this V reversal. See, friends, this is why it's so hard, man. Like, okay, it's really hard to catch a fart in a jar twice. You can catch one, but catching two, which means selling the top and then buying back in, it's really difficult, man. It really is difficult because you gotta sell. And then, you know, if you're wrong, you waste everything. It's literally what happened in 2021. People sold Bitcoin at 60K. Many people sold at 50 or 60K. They bought back in at 39 because they thought they were getting a discount. Then they started selling again after 20. All right. So they thought they'd binked it. I'll just go back and I'll show you the chart right now. So look, it looked really cheap. It looked super, super cheap. I mean, I can even bring it to you. Let's look at a weekly chart just so you get an idea of what they were going through, right? So, you know, the people were selling up here, haha, I'm a genius, while all the influencers were telling much higher. They were actually selling here, right? Then Bitcoin comes back down here, actually here, okay? You can't see what comes next. They were buying again, man. Like, oh, sweet, I get SPY 60. I bought value at like 37. People buying here, 38. And then destruction. And a lot of people actually sold back then. So there really is no way to make this unless you're long-term holding. That's it. But it's going to be a bit rocky, friends. Check out this peppy picture. The meme magic. All right. Now, we know from our odds and our stats now, if the Fed cuts by 25 basis points, that is more bullish than the Fed cutting by 50. So after a hiking cycle, If the Fed starts with 50 basis point cut, game over. We're like, we are blown apart every time. But if they start with just a 25 nicker, you got a bit of juice left. Then eventually something does crack. I mean, there's always a recession coming. Always. It's just the problem is the timing. Now, baby dolls, you got to remember, right? At this point, everyone is betting on the same thing. Russell 2000 goes up, Bitcoin and Ethereum go up, and then you see layer 1 chains rise in their ecosystems. Yes, everyone's betting on the same thing. They just have they're along different parts of the curve. If the whole curve rises, which is like, global liquidity index rising, which is just a money printer, and Russell 2000 showing that this is an expansion of the US poop coins, if they're rising, then the whole risk curve goes up. It's just that the volatility on the downside, that's the difference. So like, what's the difference between owning, Ethereum and let's say a meme coin? Well, the meme coin, firstly, there's a lot to choose from. There's a lot more duds. But Ethereum, if Bitcoin has 5 red monthly candles in a row, Ethereum is like paused. It's paused. It's going to get hurt, but it's going to be okay in terms of like, okay, you wait enough time to come back. But if we get 5 red monthly candles from now, which is literally ultimate bear market doom in Bitcoin, meme coins, and as well as your governance tokens, as well as your layer 2 chains, gaming, metaverse, all of them, they have a nuclear winter like the Holocaust, and it's game over until literally 3 years from now. It's literally finished. Everyone loses all their money. You see that difference? I know it sounds scary, but no, here's the thing. Because you have that risk, when you go up, you go parabolic, you get the upside. All right? More risk, more reward. Now, people always ask me, friends, to play some pump music, which I will. And they always ask, what's the best coin? I've been watching this for so many years, friends. What's the best coin? What's the best coin? There is no best coin. It's like, okay, the one that you can accept the most risk on. Okay, by the way, you could be holding the best coin right now. It's just down 80%. You see? Now, the best coins are the ones with the lowest prices with a community that people think are dead. That is buying low, okay? If your coin is high, most likely, no one thinks it's dead. Most likely, I mean, I'm talking about like Soylana, for example. No one thinks Soylana's dead. People are now confirmed Soylana into a top 3 position. They're talking about Soylana ETF and all these. And everyone's like, well, it's definitive. It's got enough adoption, all these. It's on every mainstream influencer's top 3. Okay, that's literally the opposite of low, of cheap. Okay, that's what we're looking for. They want to follow the herd, right? That's not looking for value. You want to look for stuff where there's a community there, just takes a bit of a kick up. You're free to buy these things, friends. You just have to accept lower returns. Okay, that's it. Okay, things are going to move up. If Bitcoin and Ethereum go up, if it's a bull market continuing, it's just what's better. Maybe you have $40 million. Maybe what's better for you to sleep at night is to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum. That's it. But if you have $400, what's better for you? Well, you have to figure out your own risk, right? How much risk are you willing to accept? And here's the thing, friends. There are people, I've seen a lot of common pattern. It's interesting, man. I find all these patterns. In the past 7 days, I've watched 5 influencers, at least 5, YouTube, Twitter, all of them said the same things. Mainstream, small, everywhere. They all said, I'm holding too many coins. I'm going to consolidate. I'm only going to go into 5 to 8 coins that I believe in. And they all said it. And I was like, wrong move. Now, how do I know it's the wrong move? I'll tell you why. So it's not just for me just saying, oh, you shouldn't do that. It sounds logical to do that in stocks. Let me tell you why it's the wrong move. Because all of you are doing it. There are 100,000 coins. There's like 10,000 coins you can literally choose from. You're all only going to pick 10. Number 1, that's the big problem. Number 2, there are 500 crypto sectors on CoinGecko. It's true. 500 sectors. Let's say there was only 100, by the way. There was only 100 sectors. How are 10 coins going to cover all 100 sectors? They can't. But then people will logically say, it doesn't matter. I believe in my industry so much because these things are obviously going to go up. And I'm like, wait a minute, obviously? What do you mean obviously, bro? If you obviously knew what you were doing, you wouldn't need to be in that situation. Everybody says obviously, you know that, right? Everyone says, oh, it's clear. This thing's definitely gone 50x or 100x. They say AI is clearly the future. Gaming is clearly the future. Okay? NFTs will make a comeback. DeFi is clearly the future. Layer 2s are clearly the future. Every single person in every single sector says we are clearly the future. None of them said meme coins would be the future, by the way. Meme coins went up 14x this year. Layer 1 chains went up 2x. Layer 2 chain coins only went up 80%. That's 0.8x. Shocking. Gaming only went up like a 2 or 3x. Real world assets only went up a 3x. AI went up 3x. So all of them did 2 to 3x. Meme coins popped up 14x. See, it's tough, isn't it? Okay, so you can't expose yourself to all these coins with just all these sectors with just 5 coins. Most of them are irrelevant. And think about this, right? There were people, I know people did this, and by the way, friends, there are mainstream influencers. I'm not going to call them out, but I was watching. I feel sorry for them for a bit, but they might be grifting, so who knows? I know their portfolios, man. They're making videos about their portfolios. They're literally saying they're buying every layer 1 coin. Now they're just singing a completely different tune. I'm like, bro, I know what you were doing last year. You have exposure to Matic, Cardano, Arbitrum, Optimism, Pedodot. They had exposure to them, friends. They're the biggest L1 chains. And only Soylana went up. So only 1 out of 10 of the legs went up. Everything else underperformed Ethereum. That was their altcoin exposure. They had no meme coins. They had nothing else that actually went up. Nothing. And I'm seeing that. I'm like, wait a minute. So you went and you concentrated in 10 coins. And it didn't do shit. It's interesting that the best thing to do was to buy ultra risk meme coins on every chain you can. And they were the ones that went up. That's the way it ended up working. It's crazy, okay? Now, as an ultimate conclusion, friends, we'll play some nice Pokemon journey music. There is no right way. Everyone's guessing. I guess you could say, though, the right way is whatever way helps you sleep at night until maybe we hit exotic top signals. But obviously, 62% of people think we're in a recession or heading into a recession right now. So in their mind, I mean, there's no way to win. That's it. There's literally, friends, that's it. It's a game, man. It's a game. I'm not here to tell anybody, hey, this is the right way. I don't freaking know. We can get 5 red monthly candle Bitcoin price chops and we're dead. We're literally all dead. That can happen. But also, what about if we get 5 green in a row? You ever thought of that? Well, let me tell you something. If we get 5 green in a row, that's exactly what happened in Bitcoin earlier. And look what the people ended up doing, friends. I can actually show you right now. Yeah, your coin went up, man. Your coin went up on 6, 7 green monthly candles, but it went up a 2, 3x. What did they do? They bought meme coins up 14x. They did. Why is it on the next 5 green monthly candles, people are now going to switch their mind and say, oh, I would like to now buy your layer 2 governance token? See, you can't argue or reason with people when they're already balls deep because they were given the tokens. You can't do that, friends. I know my signal is pure because I have a menu. Yeah, I'm not, you know, it's like, imagine you have a menu at the restaurant and then you pick something. You're like, oh, I just chose the best quality meat there. Oh, you're a rump maxi, whatever. Like, no, I've infinite money. I could have bought anything. I bought this because this is the best. Okay. But don't run with that wildly because everybody thinks they're the best and everyone can make any reason why they think they're going to be right. And ultimately, at the end of the day, friends, it's literally just like collecting Pokemon. That's it. That's it. But if I could give you one information, which is so true, go back to the past. All right. Buying 2020 winner coins, the winning thing in 2020 was absolute dog shit in 2021. Got it? So buying, if it repeats, I don't know if it's going to repeat. And by the way, dog shit, it doesn't mean it never goes up. It's just, it barely breaks what it did this high. It basically, a lot of your bull market, you peaked too early. So if that repeats, that would be like, I'll show you, we can actually draw it. Let's actually check out Soylana, for example, because obviously such a great example. This is Sol BTC, okay? It would literally be like, friends, in the next year, Sol BTC does like another 2x, maybe 2.3x, and comes back down. That's it. That's the move. Now, here's the thing. You know, everyone's going to be really excited if this happens, by the way. But look at your return if you bought when you're not even at the bottom, okay? Imagine you just bought when people had dumped it. Look how much you make. You make 7.6x on your Bitcoin. Whereas if you're buying it here, which a lot of people are, they're long from here, by the way. They bought December last year. So they're still the same ratio. They're only up at 2x, 2.3x. Compare 7 to 2. And by the way, what if it doesn't even get there? So That's what happened to Aave, Chainlink, Synthetics. Okay. And there was AI coins. AI coins, same thing. Caspar had its run. Maybe they continue. Real world assets. Everybody's just guessing, man. Everyone's guessing. Believe in your own sector. It's tough to think about the altcoin dispersion out there. Because it's true. It's basically mindshare dispersion. It's like, hey, I'm excited about crypto. Now where do I go? That's what everyone's betting on. And a lot of these are just, it's going to be determined by fate, friends. It really is. That there's probably going to, like, look what AI bursted up from. Nvidia. Nvidia bursting up set off the AI sector in crypto. Is there going to be some other stock that does it? We don't know. But that's why a lot of it, I know everyone's got a lot of pressure to basically retire and everything. And friends, I do my best to at least show. That's why I made this video here. Pulse Chain Core coins, going shopping. And then there's this 50 plus coins out here. And, you know, like if you don't mention a coin in like 6 days, people are just dopamine junkies on the daily chart. I'm like, bro, I'm on weekly, monthly. I'm playing the whole cycle. Man, I see how thin the liquidity is. I don't give a shit that someone's selling something down 90% because they don't know what the hell's going on. They're not thinking about how easy it will be to rotate these things up if Ethereum is printing $4,500, right? This is your backdrop to basically make it. All right. Also, what happened today, friends, I want to show you this. So the current odds, 48% Trump, 50% Kamala Harris. Also, she did an announcement. She wants to raise corporate taxes to 28% from currently 21%. So that's actually bearish stocks because the future cash flow, you have to pay more tax to the government, and yeah, it drops. I also read something from Warren Buffett where he thinks the tax rate's going to have to go up anyway somewhere. So we'll see what happens. We also saw that Kamala Harris, there was that leak, right? She wants to appoint Gary Gensler as Treasury Secretary. It's very obvious. Even though they pretended to say, no, it's just a rumor. That's definitely not true. That's because of the political backlash immediately, because they really want to throw it out there because they know, man, the guy's working like a henchman for them. He's been working overtime just to make sure that all the corruption gets to be done because it's a puppet wing arm of the US Fed and the government. So they're like, man, he's been working for us for so long. We got to try get him in. Let's just throw the name out there so they get acquainted with it. You know, friends, you know they do that, right? They tell you ahead of time. The rumors start. They let you know. That's what's going to happen. They throw it out. No, it's just rumors. So now you've heard about it. Then in like 2 weeks, they throw it out again. And now you're less sensitive to them saying it. Then you automatically accept it's going to happen. They're masters of PsyOps. The Coconut Intelligence Agency do it. They all do it, friends. You know, they literally all do it. It's all about, they really understand how to not shock a population. First, they start with a rumor. It could be like the UFOs. They're doing it with the UFOs. Oh, there's ships in the sky, but they're really far away. Don't worry, that's not shocking. Maybe in a couple of years. Oh, we have pictures of them. Really blurry. A couple of years after that, could be 10 years. We actually have a high definition photo now. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, but everyone's known UFOs exist for like 30 years by that point. That's how the PsyOps works. Now, what about our PsyOps? Now, the beautiful part is, friends, when people see and feel 5 green monthly candles in Bitcoin, 3, 4, 5, 6, when we have the combo up there, it's literally impossible to fight. And that's what we saw this year. We literally saw it happening this year. 1, 2, 3. This is like from the Bitcoin spot ETF, right? From SEP last year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You gotta remember, right? This was nothing. Altcoins are doing nothing until this one. February. Okay, only like Bonk, a very few others. Only like tiny amount of coins did anything. Think about that, man. The first 4 green monthly candles, you like shrug. Like, okay, it's just the final burst that everybody goes nuts. And you know what? That happened last time as well in 2021. It was only, look, February, nothing was happening, friends. It was literally like you sold too early on your altcoins. Way too early here. Everything peaked here, April, May. Man, it's wild, man. It literally comes down to this final 50 days. Hope we make it. Like, subscribe. Catch you soon.